Hey Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading for September. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. Gemini, I want to start off by apologizing for this video being a little bit later than typical. We are like in full throttle eclipse season, and this eclipse is directly impacting me. Some will say, that's not an excuse. I will say, I am so heavily Piscean that so I'm doing my best. I'm here for you right now. And your reading is like a spectacular. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys. Maybe there was a reason why we had to wait. Because, I like this a lot. So on the 7th, we have the Pisces full moon eclipse. Whose name is Rebecca? I need to know. I just heard Rebecca. Sorry, so I need to know whose name is that. Also Daniel. Okay, sorry. The full moon on the 7th, on the 21st, the Virgo new moon. You are directly in the crossfire, not in a bad way, of this eclipse because you are a mutable sign. So all mutable signs are going to be most impacted by this eclipse. Look, babe, here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? I'm going to be really, really like Charlene here, Charlene Aries. Your whole life will not be the same after this eclipse. This eclipse is going to flip your life upside down. So wherever you are out of alignment, wherever you are refusing to step into, your purpose, your north node, the Saturnian qualities, which is like the discipline, the structure, like wherever you're refusing to mature or wherever you're refusing to step into your soul's purpose, this eclipse is going to literally come in and be like, wrap it up. Is done. You got to welcome in the change. It's going to be uncomfortable if you're not doing the work. Too bad. So freaking sad. There's 1, 2, 3 major arcana. So in every section of our monthly reading, you have a major arcana. And then the bottom of the deck is two major arcana, the Hierophant and the Moon. The Hierophant talks about structure, conformity. It is tradition. It is the status quo. It is following the tried and true methods. And the Moon is about the illusions, the delusions, the fears, the insecurities, the stories. What's your nervous system doing right now? Uranus in your sign is going to be activating that nervous system. Uranus is going to be saying things like, I'm not good enough. I don't look like this. What's going on here? I need change. It's going to feel a little bit disruptive, a little bit chaotic, but you got to lean into it because it's through this disruption where you release the complacency and can lean into the new timeline. You have to understand that just because something feels comfortable and complacent doesn't mean that it's good for you or that it's safe. Our brains are programmed to stay in things even if they are not healthy or safe simply because they're familiar. And I will give you an example of this in my own life as we dive into your reading. So I have been single for a very, 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 very long time, 6 years to be exact. And I've tried dating. I've done all the things. And every time I'm like, because now I'm just so used to being single that like the idea of like entering into a union or a partnership with somebody, I'm like, you know that meme of that girl? I'm like, oh my God, I have to deal with something. I'd rather be in avoidance of it all. However, how can one enter into partnership? How can one enter into a romantic relationship while not wanting to lean into what it means to be into a relationship? Like that's so like counterintuitive. So complacency, comfort turns around and says, no, like I'm used to being single. I don't want to have to deal with someone's fucking shit. If they don't have teeth, then fuck them. Whereas structure, conformity, tradition turns around and says, well, relationships are part of work. Relationships take effort, they take understanding, they take compassion, they take forgiveness, not from abuse, but just in general. It's two people learning how to weave their lives together, right? And so, when you're at this place where there's like an old version of you and then a new version of you being born, Gemini, I want you to think about how that's showing up in your life and where you are reverting back to old patterns because it's easy versus leaning into the discomfort. You have change. I am telling you right now. And you got the Judgment, that's awakening. Wheel of Fortune, justice. Cause, effect, karma, change, beginning. Change is one of your cards here. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And then we have Gemini, which is you, and the third house, which is literal movement, it's communication, it's short distance travel, it's siblings, it is the way that you receive information versus the way that you deliver information. It is your mental agility and your capacity to relate to the most immediate and daily social environment. So like, how do you interact with things when they are not easy? How do you interact with people when they are obnoxious? How do you interact with people when you are triggered? In your career and your finances, Judgment, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. There is a reckoning happening in your career and your finances, babe. I think something really, really big. I think something very auspicious also is happening here. I do feel like there's going to be experiences of celebration. I think that you're going to find yourself going back to maybe an old career or something that didn't necessarily pan out the first time. And now Source is like, hey, I'm cracking open the door again. Come on in this time because you've learned the lessons, awakening. You're stepping into this. And so now you can move forward here with more clarity, more confidence, but remembering the past, like what worked, what didn't work, right? And this can show up like, for example, if you guys didn't know, before I started like YouTube and stuff, I had a kids clothing line on social media. So I knew a little bit about social media. So learning all the stuff about old social media from one of my kids clothing line and applying it now to my successful channel, to my career, etc. Okay, that's how it can show up literally. The Page of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune to the 4 of Swords. Here's the thing. This change that's coming into your career could impact your finances a little bit. So pay attention to what house Gemini rules in your chart, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo. It's going to tell you what houses are being activated. I feel like these are changes that overall will have positive effects. However, right now you're in the place of like restriction, contraction before expansion. So just be cognizant of that financially. Don't try and overspend. Don't be frivolous with your money. Budget accordingly, okay? And everything's gonna be all right. Now, before we dive into your love reading and your amulet message, we have a Whale and Orca Elders. Share your song, a frequency of sound, diving deep. Like, again, it's this repeating theme. What are the shadow? Where are the chironic wounds? Where is the pain? Where is the suffering? And where is the expansion, evolution that you're being led to? And yes, it can be painful. It can. It can. I get you on that. But just because it's painful doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's painful to lose weight. It's painful to go to the gym. It's painful to learn a new skill. Until you master it, baby boo. Okay? Before we dive into your love reading, you got Vulcan as your amulet, which to me, this amulet being connected to Mount Vesuvius, this amulet being connected to the fire god, this is all systems go. This is get ready, get going, do the work, put in the energy, put in the confidence, the charisma, the drive, the passion, make it fucking happen. Step up. Step by step, Let's dive into your love reading here. We got the Ace of Pentacles, Justice, and the King of Wands. For some of you, there could be the inception of a new relationship. And look, eclipses tend to do that. Justice again, Page of Wands. Yeah, definitely. There is new love on the horizon. The Devil. Oh my God. Oh, geez, Louise. The Ten of Pentacles. You guys, the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I am so elated for you. Yeah. So for some of you, there's a new romantic partnership. Hello. Hi. It's my hair. That's my microphone. Hello. Welcome to Charlene's Tarot. There is a new relationship potentially on the horizon or a connection that is deepening, furthering here along in its union. And whoop. Shit got real. Justice and the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles there, talking about money, stability, security. What's your relationship going to look like? Are you going to show up in provider energy? Are you financially stable, secure? What is your relationship with your money, and how are you bringing that in to your relationship? Ten of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Justice. Maybe there's financial contracts. Maybe there's discussions around prenups. Maybe there's discussion on shared finances, okay? I'm going to tell you this. If you are a woman and you're meeting a guy and he's like, yeah, let's go 50-50. Fuck that shit. Sorry. Just going to tell you how it is, okay? A man should never ask you to go 50-50, and you should never offer to a man to go 50-50. Ever. Never. And the men that are weak are going to be like, oh my God, I was going to subscribe to her channel, but after she said that, clearly she's a man hater. King of Wands, the Devil, and the Moon. So this is where the fears, right? The illusions, the insecurities start to pop up. Oh my gosh, now I'm entering into a union. The union is deepening. Now there's deeper bonds, there's deeper connections, layers. And what's that going to look like in the relationship as a whole? My advice to you, my angels, take it slow, get clear and specific on what your values are, what your desired outcomes are of the relationship. Do you guys have alignment, compatibility, not just chemistry, and then move from there. All right. If you want to work together with me in any capacity, it's down in the description box below. Here's this video to help you understand how to become magnetic AF. All right. We will see you later, alligators. Peace out. Bye.